Shalom, family. Glory be to God, the creator of all things, most merciful, omnipotent, and forgiving, justifiable, as well as terrible, if he has to be. Also, blessed be the Lamb of God, also known as God's wrath. There's a passage in the Bible that says, the evil ones will stand to save you. So you think that the first Jesus died for your sins. No, it's worse than that. It's worse than that. Jesus, in that transition, became your sin. He became sin. He took on your burden. Are you getting it now? He became it. It was the only way. A spirit having a human experience. Not anymore, but largely. But largely. With that being said, I heard a young man say earlier today on a certain social platform that America is doomed. And he rattled out off a list of reasons why. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I've done that because later I would learn he wasn't actually asking me, "Are you ready?" He was saying, "Get ready, or you should be ready, because it's about to start. We are about to put you through a regimen that's meant to bring you out of hibernation, and this is going to hurt, and this is going to hurt." It would take 4 or 5 years to finally wake me up. And one of the last things of waking me up, suffering, misery, fire. Fire. I've been battle tested. I've been battle tested. Trust me, even the fire has to respect. But that's neither here or there. The young man said, America is doomed. Is it doomed? And what did he mean by doomed? I think he meant that you have a job to do. And we failed. Let's be out front. We failed. And by we, I mean you. I only use the term we is because I walk amongst you now. But it is purely technical, not to be seen as anything else. It's just a technical issue. It's technical. It's for lack of better words. Are we doomed? Well, let's have a look at it. Speaking. So you have to believe in me, whether you like me or not. Oh, and by the way, most of the world hates me. We didn't come here to pick up no large number. We need one third of God's chosen, and a number of other people from all walks of life and tongues and cultures and lands. In the big scheme of things, it's a very small percentage. Well, in one way or the other, we're really not interested in, but I do that. So are we doomed? Of course we're doomed. I mean, starvation everywhere, rape and pillaging, war everywhere. Mother Nature wants to act up at any given moment. She's waiting on any command. You pissed her off to the hilt that she has no mercy for man. Everything he's done upon this planet has altered her too. Man is the why? Because on the evolutionary scale, the caveman never would have became human as we know it today. He would have been too busy running his ass around from big lizards all day long, running from big lizards. That's gonna eat him if he catches him. Again, with no animalistic instinct to really survive in an environment where everything eats everything that it can catch. Then man is on the bottom of the food chain now, ain't it? When you got 1.55, the natural is unnatural, everything good is bad, bad is good, and I just witnessed the world watch, something that I would have thought would have happened during the era of World War II in the terms. Wait a minute, who am I kidding? That was Slobodan Milosevic. He tried to ethnically cleanse people, genocide the people. But the difference is he was brought to The Hague, and he's serving time. But before I spend too much time on that and end up talking about other things that I don't want to talk about, because it'll inflame me. So I don't want to inflame, not even in his spine. But that's me. God didn't do him that way. But that's what I would have done. Okay? So since Cain slew Abel, murder upon this place has been going on non-stop. Think about it. Non-stop. Lying, deceit, war, non-stop. Non-stop. It's always going. In fact, America, not just Americans, let's do this holistically. Comes the question of, should you allow it to continue when it's obvious that they're going to kill each other as a species? They've even built a weaponry to do it. Because largely no one wants to field real armies anymore. They want to shoot missiles at each other, rockets. And that's how it all started. You started out with projectiles. You call them rocks. You went from throwing them at each other, and then it was bigger rocks, and then you learned how to catapult the. Well, I can tell you that that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But in the big scheme of things, there's a lot left to happen. It's like I told you last night. If we can bring the moon into your atmosphere, I mean, deep in it, to the point that the clouds are not passing behind it, and you're still alive, should lie as a testament to God's power. It should be seen as a testimony to dead. And what are the ramifications of this? What are the possibilities? Let's examine them. The one that's most pertinent to you, the effect of God, of the moon's gravitational pull upon you has been put on hold. But God brought it just close enough to destroy the entire earth, if need be. If need be. You see how dangerous it is now? Terrible. Like an analogy. This is a likening to. When he's not speaking in that manner, then what he's saying is true. That's him speaking. for himself with all of the power and the authority that God vested in him. The Bible doesn't need explanation. It needs reading. And you ain't doing nothing else. That's for sure. And for the last 5 or 6 generations, almost nothing has been passed down clean. And once the internet came, nothing has been passed down clean. Not in the natural order of things. And like I said, we just witnessed, but we witnessed on the world stage, amongst other things. I keep saying I see no way out for those who are left behind. Dividing line with blackness so thick, it doesn't fade into the daylight. No, it stops at the daylight. And everything that's inside of it is out of here. All you will hear in those times, and they're not too far away, all you will hear is gunshots, screams, and the screeching of tires out of that darkness. I'm telling you this. Are not really meant to be there. But man, how can I put this? They will still meet the violent end, but they'll still be able to enter heaven. But what they have done must be left here on earth. That's why they will die violently and painfully and still end up judged worthy to enter heaven. But that will be your last shot in that darkness. That'll be your best shot if you're in that darkness. The power that you're working with, like it or not, let me say it again. If he speak it, it becomes. If he think it, it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. This is why when Satan went up against God, I mean, goodness gracious, it's almost a mockery. Satan came into God's house with an army, man, and cranked up some stuff. I mean, he told God it's time for him to step down, stand down. Satan kept running his mouth. He got even angrier and more boisterous about the situation. God told him again, stand down. This time, like a child, Satan flies up above God's throne. No angel does that. You have violated. Satan flies up, snatches his crown. Yeah, Satan had a crown. Snatches his crown off his head, crumples it up, and casts it to the floor. Your bones. That horn sounds like a million horns blown at the same time, doing other stuff too. But anyway, the angels faced Satan, and they went at it. I'm not going to describe the fight. That's unnecessary. But as God is observing this, God had had enough. And he spoke 3 words. 3 words to Satan and that motley crew. Away from me. When he said that, a huge hole opened up, and think of the word steel in every way. Steel. Okay? And pitch black. Outside of a 2-inch beam of light that goes down the wall, and the wall looked like it go forever. Beyond that 2 inches of light is pitch blackness. They don't like the light. So I don't know why the light is there at this point that they don't really like it. But in the distance of the dungeon, if you will, you can hear the fallen losing their angelic. And not only that, some of the angels had clearly been lied to. So they turned against Satan as soon as they hit this planet. And they let him know, we ain't doing nothing. Look what you've got us into. We've been banned. Perhaps we can never go back. We're trapped. We'll have no more business with you. So the 6 to 8, maybe 10, no more than 10 other angels came up with this plan. So all of this transpires. And it has its influence, or its dynamic, I guess that's the right word, of that has created this atmosphere that the question is being asked, are we doomed? The short answer is yes. I'm telling you this from the position of me. And I lament. I mean, sideways, whatever sideways is according to God's plan, because we know the plan. We know the summary of the plan. It's written. We know what tactics we're going to use. We know nothing of God's strategy. No angel. God keeps some things close to the vest. And not even the angels know. Okay? But clearly, he's moved the earth or the moon into position that if need be, he'll just drop the moon on you. And then it will be peace. Is there a way out? Well, it is for sure for that 1/3 and maybe 20% of the world population scattered that thinks of themselves as believers in God or otherwise in some version of the Christian faith, and those chosen by God as in the chosen people. For the rest, it's going, man, listen, I know what's coming. Up and I achieved my full capabilities, which come in phases. It's too much to handle at once. Actually, it's been spread out over the 3 years. You can do that, you can do that, you can do that, and you control this and you control that. See, a teaspoon at a time. Otherwise, this body and this brain could not handle it. It has changed my makeup. It's changed the makeup of my brain. It's changed the makeup of my body. Physiologically. I'm not the same as you because they didn't evolve naturally with a natural thought process. They were conditioned, what you call indoctrination or brainwashing. See what I'm saying? So if I'm acting responsibly, then I'm going to see this and I'm not going to believe that they are capable of making a choice that is good for their own self. I would never trust that once I have that knowledge. Never. So that means something else has to be done. Think like the enemy does. Get behind the eyes of your enemy. Your enemy is Iblis, Satan. That's your enemy. Get behind his eyes. And how would he view the situation from his perspective with everything being considered? He knows that there's no way out. They're not looking for him to put him in jail. No. they're going to kill him outright. He knows this. So death, expect any and everything. Be prepared. Because I promise you, he going to throw everything but the kitchen sink. And he may have to throw the kitchen sink and the bathtub with the baby in the bathtub. But you should expect that and catch the baby. He don't care nothing about that baby. He's throwing the bathtub. It's an act of desperation. Okay? So, we got that going on spiritually, which ain't so spiritual anymore. So, is that a goat? We don't really know. But from my position, thinking of myself as shepherd of these sheep, I am not willing to leave one behind. Not one. Not one in any known scenario am I willing to leave behind. Either the whole herd go or none of the herd go. And we'll just fight it out. That's what shepherds do. But that's beside the point. Are they doing ballistic shit? Deeply. Don't try this at home. You might die. In fact, you so close to death that there are things out there that you attract when you engage in this type of ritual. So don't do it. I'm not going to even tell you how to do it. I'm going to be responsible. However, they are redeemable. Some. So if this is the case, then they're ignorant or they're in the ultimate denial. So I'm going to say this. Listen, folks. No one else is coming. There is no God, no demon, or no group of demons and gods that's kind of save you from seven or source. Not one. Let's think logically. That means one of the first things that belly aches to migraines. We're going to have to do something about the next generation of bodies. These were meant to only last 75 or 80 years. Well, actually, that's not true either. They were meant to last at least 1,000 years. But over time, your sin has whittled your lifespan down. The longer you've been on the earth as a civilized, understanding being, the shorter your lifespan has become due to your actions. So think about going from 900 years to 75 or 80 things in the terms of making things better. You just don't. You only got about 35 years of real knowledge using wisdom with the knowledge. Knowledge without wisdom is nothing. But the wisdom to know how to use the knowledge, that's everything. That is the key. That is the key. So back to what I was saying, and I'm going to wrap this up. Listen, you got to go get your people. Or not. But they hear me too. And they have decided, I'm not going to put forth, are we doomed? By we, I mean you. I will exist as long as there's darkness. And I ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So it's different for you, though. One of the biggest arguments that the fallen are their request, because understand, after they left heaven, they still had contact with God. And Enoch was one of the special men who acted as an intermediary between the angels span. And the shit that you are teaching them can't do nothing but mess them up. Teaching them war, weapons of war, how to fashion stone into, man, you just down here doing too much. And then they die. What are you thinking about? It's not like they're gonna live 1,000 years and, man, to cement a damn culture into existence. No, they keep dying at goddamn 75 years. I don't know what that is. Anyway, people, remember, irrespective of what I say, God loves